That morning, after breakfast, Ted went to his room and patiently waited for everyone in the house to get on with whatever they had to do. When everything seemed quiet, he tiptoed into the kitchen. He carefully pulled a chair up to the fridge without making a sound. It was time to eat the chocolate ice cream he'd been thinking about all morning. He clambered onto the chair, opened the freezer door, and eagerly stretched out his hand. Oh no, his ice cream wasn't there! Ted felt miserable. He'd been dreaming about this chocolate ice cream ever since he woke up. He felt very angry at whoever had got there before him. List of suspects. Grandma. Loves sweet things. Bobby the dog. Loves sweet things even more. His sister Julie. Hides sweets in her room. Dad. Has secret nighttime snacks. Ted knew his list of suspects was too long. He had to be careful and evaluate every little detail. Some red splotches on the fridge caught his eye, and he started to investigate. The red splotches continued down to the lower part of the fridge. He opened the fridge door. All the different foods held their breath and looked at Ted. What can these red splotches be? Thought Ted. Might this be something more than ice cream theft? I'm getting a horrid smell, he murmured to himself. The pickled gherkins were already tense, and that was enough to make them speak up. They assumed the horrid smell came from them. Okay, we confess, said one of the pickled gherkins. Ted dipped his finger into the red splotch and sniffed it. It smelled like ketchup. He tasted a bit by licking the end of his finger. Yes, it was definitely ketchup. The splotches of ketchup and the pickled gherkin's confession were enough for him to eliminate one of his suspects. Last night, his father had opened the fridge to make himself a hamburger. That meant 3 suspects remained. Ted knew he needed help from the food inside the fridge to solve this mystery. He quickly picked up an ice cube and said, Tell me, Ice Cube, you were next to the ice cream. Who ate my ice cream? Well, I saw a hand. It was a small hand. The ice cube gradually started melting in the palm of Ted's hand. Hurry up and tell me, you're melting, said Ted, trying to get the ice cube to speak before it melted away. Ice Cube became more distressed. The more distressed he became, the more he melted. And the more he melted, the more distressed he became. A small hand reached out to it and... Ice Cube had melted entirely into a tiny puddle of water. However, Ted thought he'd got sufficient information from him. Grandma was crossed off the list of suspects. Apart from himself, there were 2 people in that house with small hands, his sister Julie and Bobby the dog. But they would both need to stand on a chair to open the freezer. If they had pulled a chair over to the freezer during the night, it would have definitely made a noise. But there hadn't been a sound. Or, thought Ted, his sister Julie could have easily lifted Bobby up to open the freezer door, and Bobby could have reached out and knocked the ice cream onto the floor. Ted looked hard at the broccoli in the vegetable tray. Hey, you broccoli! I never eat you, he said. You're always here. Tell me what you saw. The broccoli had no intention of pandering to Ted's request. However, one sprig responded to Ted's question, saying, Well, Ted needs our help after all. Next time you push your broccoli to the side of the plate, think again, added another sprig. Ted realized he wasn't going to get any help from the broccoli. Eggs, he said excitedly. He loved eggs and had one for breakfast every morning. They got along just fine. Eggs, did you see who ate my ice cream?
Nope, we didn't see anything, but we can guess who ate it, replied one of the eggs. I think it was Bobby.
I bet it was Julie, interrupted another egg. Shall we do a head-to-head over it?
Sure,
answered the first egg. The 2 eggs took a deep breath, braced themselves, and headbutted each other. One of the eggs cracked open. I won! Yelled the other excitedly. Ted realized the eggs would be of no help either. What's more, they'd made a mess of the fridge. He had to clean it up before his mother saw, but it was too late. Beep, 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 beep. The refrigerator door had been kept open for too long, and it had started to make sounds. Oops, it's the alarm, said the cheese. They all closed their eyes and pretended they weren't there. Mom had heard the noise and come into the kitchen, where she saw Ted. She immediately understood from the open freezer door that Ted was there to get some ice cream. "I assume you're looking for the ice cream," she said, reaching into the freezer and pulling out a cake from the back. "I made a cake with it, an ice cream cake." The broccoli rolled their eyes and muttered, "Great, ice cream and cake. How cliché can you get?" Ted's mother heard the disapproval of the broccoli. Smiling at them, she said, "Ted will have some of this cake after his dinner tonight. But there's one condition. He has to give you a chance first." Ted knew he needed to win the hearts of the broccoli. He realized he had hurt their feelings. He accepted the offer. At dinner, instead of pushing the broccoli to the side of his plate, he took a bite. The taste was much better than he expected. "But ice cream cake is still much nicer," said Ted as he ate his dessert. "But now, I can also make space in my tummy for broccoli."